We want you to feel the power of your life experience. And the reason that we are taking such a dynamic, dramatic approach to it is because you have had such publicity about something that is causing so many of you to think in a negative way about something that matters to you so intensely. And we've been saying to you for a while that this is the time of awakening. And what the time of awakening means is it's a time of greater contrast, which means it's a time of launching more rockets, which means it's a time of more answering, which means it's a time of more energy flowing, which means it's a time when, if you line up with the energy that is creating worlds and the energy that is a vibrational match to who you are, you thrive in enormous ways. And if you don't thrive in big ways. That's why the rich are richer and the poor are poorer and the well are weller and the sick are sicker. And the middle ground is not as obvious as it once was, because the energy that creates worlds is moving faster than it ever has before, which means it behooves you to find ways to move in the direction of the energy. You don't have to keep up with the energy that creates worlds, but you better be moving in the direction of the energy that creates worlds. Otherwise, it's really hard on you. It's like you're driving down the freeway and you collide with an automobile that's moving the same way that you are. It's not as devastating as if you collide with an automobile that's coming from the other direction. When you get moving in the direction of the energy, you have a much more comfortable ride than when you're bucking the current. When you move against the current that you have been asking for and summoning and has been coming for all of this time, it doesn't work out very well for you. And the first signal that you're doing that is the emotion, the negative emotion that you feel. When you feel negative emotion, whether you call it frustration or overwhelmment, or something stronger like anger or rage or hate, or something stronger like disappointment or fear or depression, when you feel those negative emotions, what it always means is you're not letting yourself be you. You're focused upon some aspect of contrast, and you've done it for way more than 17 seconds, so that you've got an activation within you that is not letting you go with the flow. And what happens is, the thing about not going with the flow is that the flow doesn't say, oh, they're not coming, let's wait. The flow keeps going because law of attraction is responding to the larger part of you. Jerry and Esther went whitewater rafting, and the man who was guiding their boat said, friends, this is not Disneyland. We cannot turn this river off. In other words, we want to say the same thing to you. This is not Disneyland. This river cannot be turned off. You cannot turn off the result of all of the desire that you've lived in all of this time. This is source energy summoning you. You must let yourself be who you are. And if you don't let yourself be who you are, you don't feel good. And it's not about somebody else saying you should be something, you need to be something. It's about life having called it through you and you not going. And when you don't go, it doesn't feel good. And when you do go, it feels oh so good. And do you know, you don't even have to go and receive the full manifestation of it. You just have to no longer not go. We see you. You take your boats down to the river. You've got your paddles in them. You put the boat in the water, and almost without exception, human dear hearts that you are, you turn your boat upstream and begin paddling very hard. And we say, why not turn and go with the flow? And you say, oh, that just seems lazy. We say, well, you could use a different word like natural. No, I choose lazy. It seems lazy. I don't want to be lazy. I want to be virtuous and hardworking. I want to earn my way. And all the other humans that amount to anything are paddling very hard upstream. We try here. We try hard. We try, we persevere, we are determined. We use our effort and our action to try to compensate for energy. You don't say that, but you try it. You do it. And we say, nothing that you want is upstream. Why are you paddling upstream? Well, I don't know. Others have done it. I heard that you're supposed to try hard, and I heard that there's no gain without pain. And I heard that the more you suffer, the greater your rewards are later. And we say, how can that be? How can something that feels so bad lead to something that is good? How can that be? Where do you get this stuff? When there is not a shred of evidence to the contrary of law of attraction. There's not a shred of evidence to the contrary of well-being. Have you looked around your planet? Have you driven around it? Have you flown over it? Have you looked at your planet? Do you see the enormous well-being in comparison with the pocket here and there of not well-being? Do you understand that you are thriving, that you are thriving more today than you ever have, and you will thrive more tomorrow? Do you understand that well-being is the order of this universe? Because the pieces that are carried on by the energy spirit that is you are the best parts of it, not the worst parts of it. Do you know that when you croak, we love that disrespectful word. Do you know that when you croak, you leave behind all doubt and fear and worry? And you reemerge into the fullness of who you are. And it is from that fresh place of knowing that you come again into this physical experience.